Hello, hello.
Hi.
We're live with we're live. We're live. We've been live. We're here again with Gamebound show tunes. So we're gonna play. We're gonna do a musical. So that's fun. So there are several options here, but I think what I want to start with is I think this is after school. So we get a shot of like the opening orchestra starts, right. Very classic musical style, right? This rich opening orchestra, and we see real quick, I guess let's preface this. So this is just like a like world in which people will sing and dance.
Yes.
Okay, sounds good.
I want this to be like Grease.
Yeah. All right, let's do it. Yeah. People are just gonna inexplicably start singing and dancing, and no one's gonna question it. Sounds good.
Exactly.
So, I mean, maybe people will question it. Maybe that will be a joke, but we'll see. So yeah, we get the opening orchestra, and we see the school, and I think the school is, and I'm just frantically looking up a school name generator here real quick, because I totally didn't think about what the school might possibly be named. This is Summerfield High.
Cool.
In Summerfield High, oops, that's not what I meant to. There we go. Summerfield High is a wonderful, magical place where people go to high school and maybe they fall in love, and there are football games and all the normal things that happen at a high school. But there's also a club. It's an anime manga club, right? So all things Japanese. And I think we get this, like, the opening shot of Summerfield High. We get the little sign, and we see people, these kids, like, starting to leave school, I think, right? And so this is after school. The last bell has rung, and then we see the people who are staying for clubs and things, right? And what we see is we go up to a particular door, and we see a little sign with your club name. What is it called? What's your anime club's name called?
Manga club.
Just manga. Oh, right. Well, yeah.
Well, I mean, it encompasses both.
It's probably
but
both.
We read manga.
Is it something like the Japanese Culture Club or something?
Yep, exactly.
Okay, perfect.
I was thinking of calling it the RL Club because it's right to left.
Oh.
No, I think the Japanese culture is perfect because we had one of those at my high school, but literally everybody just read manga and talked about anime.
Exactly. Yep. That's it.
Even though that there's so much more to Japanese culture.
Yep. They just want. That. Yep. Yeah. Exactly. I know that kind of subculture.
Let's just be honest and just call it Weeaboo Club.
Well, no self-effacing weeaboo is going to call themselves a weeaboo. Is the thing. So
that's what makes it funny.
Exactly. So we have the Japanese Culture Club. And so, who is the president of the Japanese Culture Club? Is it one of you two? Is it another person? Is it Anthony?
That would be good.
Anthony's way too strong of a white boy name to be part of the Japanese Culture Club.
That's fine. Yeah, he doesn't have to be part of the Japanese Culture Club.
I don't know.
I'm not responsible enough to do it.
So
Professor
I guess
Orataki.
Is it Cordelia or is it someone else?
It's somebody else.
Okay, cool. So I think we see underneath Japanese Culture Club, we see the same phrase in Japanese. We see it in hiragana, and then we see I think it's Jimmy walk up to the door. So how does Jimmy enter the club room?
Ostentatiously.
Okay, yes, he just like bursts it open.
The door slams open. Hello, everybody.
Yeah, so we had
It says my clothes are loose. It's like the pants are kind of like more normal, but it's very noticeable that you cannot see his hands at any time. You only ever see his sleeves hanging over his hands.
Sure. Yeah, and right, this is all in anime style, so like it's very stylized. Your loose clothing.
I'm trying to think of the guy's name. I think his name he's in Naruto. I think his name is Rock.
Mm.
Lee?
Imagine just him, but with very long clothes on.
Sure. Okay.
Are you talking about Rock Lee?
Yes, that's how I'm imagining him. Just goofy. I don't know I don't know Naruto at all, so I don't know what his character's like. But that's what I imagine he looks like.
Sure. Okay. So Jimmy ostentatiously enters the Japanese Culture Club room, and Cordelia, you and several other of the members are inside. What are you guys doing, and how do you react to this ostentatious entrance?
I think we're all sitting very quietly, like in a circle,
Perfect.
just all like with mangas like up to our face.
Yeah.
And I think as Jimmy comes in, I think we all look up at the same time and go, "What's up, Jimmy?" And then just go straight
and then
back.
just go straight back. Yeah. Cool. So what do we see as like the like opening theme plays, and we see Jimmy just like getting settled. How does Jimmy get settled?
Probably hops over a desk, falls flat on his face, gets up rather quickly after that, like, I'm okay, sits down and pops open his own book.
And then there's just complete silence. You guys are just like reading the
Yeah.
manga. Cool. So Blaze, are you part of the Japanese Culture Club?
I think today is the day that Blaze decides to come check it out for the first time.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, so we get the moments of you guys just like reading this, and maybe like one of the guys sitting next to you, Cordelia just like laughs and like snort laughs, right? And like shows you something from his manga book, and he's just like, "Oh, this series is amazing," and like goes back to like do this.
Mm-hmm.
And then you guys hear a knock at the door, and I think the guy next to you, whose name is Pablo. He's a Hispanic guy. He looks at you, Cordelia, and he says, "Were we expecting anyone else?"
I look around and I like do like a quick count of like 5.
You're like, "No, this is everyone."
I'm like, no, I think this is everybody. But I like quickly like finish my page and then shut it and then go to the door.
Sure. Okay.
I stand up, I'm like, maybe it's the janitor.
Yeah, so I open the door.
And Blaze is standing outside. What does Blaze look like? How do we see him? What's he doing?
He's like, kind of like looking over his shoulder when the door opens, like trying to make sure no one sees him.
Sure.
Yeah, and I think
I think you
looks
just
back.
see the janitor, just like mopping the hallway.
I knew it.
And yeah, and the thing is, like, I think he gives you like a strange look, like, really, Japanese Culture Club?
Yeah, so I open the door and I'm like, Blaze, you finally came. I've invited you for so long,
Yeah.
but you're here now. I like grab your hand and I like pull you in.
I'll take it. This is the Japanese Culture Club.
Yeah, you found it. I've been inviting you for like the past like 6 months, and so I'm so excited that you're here.
So Pablo leans over to you, Jimmy, and he whispers, "Uh-oh, trouble."
Wait, you see whisper, that's me?
Yeah.
Sorry, I got it.
Because I don't think you've noticed who it is yet, and then you like look up from your manga.
I say, trouble? What trouble? I look over like, oh, that trouble.
Yeah, so I pull like you in, Blaze, and I think like maybe like I like start like as I'm talking, like I like drag you over to like the circle, and I like pull out another manga out of my book and say, "This is gonna be so great, Blaze. Like you can start with this one. This is the perfect one to start with. This will teach you all about love."
Yeah. Okay, sure. And he like,
Because love is so great. Love.
I mean, it's okay, right? I mean, I guess love has to be okay. Otherwise, they wouldn't have written a book about it.
Several books about it. You're about
Several
to be
books
so
about it.
enlightened.
I mean, if anyone is enlightened about anything, it's Blaze.
Yeah, you'll go blazing through that book.
Wow.
Haven't heard that one before, Jimmy.
Really?
So,
'Cause I
so
said it
wait a
last week,
second.
too.
So wait a second. I think Jimmy just triggered a move.
Oh, I thought that was only during music. Sorry.
So your move says when you tell a joke, even if you're not in a number, roll plus choreography. So there are specific moves that can be triggered at any point, and you just triggered one, my friend.
Is there something I can click, or do I just?
Yes. So go to the attributes and abilities, and there should be a little ability there on the side that you can just roll choreography, and just click it. Awesome. So we have our first failure. So cool. So on a miss, tough crowd. So everybody hates that joke. Like, I don't know what it is, but today, like, this is just not
Well-
the day for Jimmy's jokes. Everybody's kind of
I think I just go like, Jimmy, no, he finally started coming to the club. Okay, now is not the time for your jokes. Okay, I love you, but not right now.
I wanted to go with what Jordan was saying, where he says, "You haven't heard that one before." I'm like, really? Because I said it last week too. But I'll go with it.
And the week before. And the week before. And the week before.
Yeah, still funny.
I guess when
I think
when you don't have much material.
What are you talking about? I have plenty of material.
hold up here. Right.
Does that count as a joke again?
I mean, yes.
So he just has to keep doing it.
Well, no. So like I don't, unless it's like a particular difference. Maybe I need to write the move a little bit differently. Maybe it's like when you tell a joke, even if you're not a number, you may roll plus choreography. That might make more sense. And this is what this playtest is for. Because someone like Seth playing the comic relief is just gonna constantly make jokes the entire thing.
He's just gonna have to roll it every single line he makes.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So we don't obviously want to do that. So I think what happens is because you did also fail. The way this game works is when you fail a move, I get to make a move too. And my moves I don't have to roll for them. Something just happens. And so I'm not gonna tell you what it is, but like in the fiction. We have Pablo, and he kind of like leans over to another of the Japanese culture club, and he just like whispers something like, "Oh boy, these two. Do you remember the great pun off? I think we're hurtling towards another confrontation here." Yeah. So there's the people are sensing some tension in the air. So yeah, you guys are insulting each other.
As we do.
What do you do?
I just took an action. Someone else do something.
No.
I mean, yeah, you all have bonds, you all have goals and things that you want to do. So
Okay. So,
Actually, what? Probably I'll say this. After I said I have plenty of material, I looked up. Oh dang it! I want to say something else. Cordelia as a look of approval, like huh?
yeah.
hold on.
Yes, you're just not having this. For some reason, like Jimmy more than other days, it's just seeming very annoying to you.
So, okay.
Because I think you're realizing that like Blaze, you wanted to get Blaze to come to the culture club for forever, but like if Jimmy's just gonna be the thing more than anything that will make him not come back.
Okay, so how do I start a number? I just start singing.
Yeah, if you just want to start singing, you can do it.
I just have to start singing like random lyrics.
No. So if you just describe your character as starting singing, and then we roll the move. So do we just? So what do we hear?
Okay.
What starts happening in the soundtrack that triggers like this song that's coming up?
I think we hear those beats where they're like very sudden.
Yep.
Where it's just like, boys. Yeah, like it's like, boys, stop. You know.
Yeah.
It's like perfect in line with that.
Yep.
And I start singing about like how we all just need to get along, and how the Japanese culture club is for everybody, and that we're here to learn about love, and that love is for everybody.
Awesome. Okay, so go ahead and roll musical, and then we'll.
I get to roll emotion because of one of my abilities.
Ah, very nice. So you are singing with so much emotion.
Okay, so I just roll emotion?
Yeah.
Haha!
There you go. You got an 11, so that is a full success. So what we're going to do, on a 10 plus, name the song, choose the type of number it is, and choose 3 tags. Take +1 forward on 1 roll for each of the tags whenever attempting to play to that tag. So the way this will work, we'll go through it one at a time. So basically, first you're going to name the song. What is the name of this song?
Why can't we?
Why can't... All right. What type of song is this? Is this a solo? Is this a duet? Is this a duel? Or is this a chorus?
I think that this is a... Hold on, wait, what's a chord?
So the way this works, this will decide who can roll in the
So I think
song.
it's me plus the other 4 members of the club.
Right, so chorus. So basically...
So like I start solo and then they like join in with like other little parts.
Okay,
kind
so...
of like in...
So this
like
is the thing,
entangled.
right? Yeah. So what you can do is you could make it a solo if you just want you to sing. Because the thing is, like, it doesn't matter, because the NPCs can jump in or not jump in. This depends on who can make rolls. So if you just want to be the only one who can make rolls, you can just, then you'd start a solo.
Okay.
Do you want
Sure.
Jimmy? Do you want Jimmy or Blaze to be able to roll?
I don't want either.
You want to be able to control this situation, sure. So this is a solo with backup singers.
Yes.
Cool. So choose 3 tags. So these are just random words that describe what the song is like. And so as you're going throughout the song and making rolls to like convince them of something or whatever, you can when you're playing to one of the tags in some way, like, so if you just described as like punk rock, and if you describe yourself as like playing an air guitar or whatever, right? Like you can get a +1 to whatever roll you're making. So what is this song like? Upbeat. Okay.
Soulful.
Good word.
And not jazzy. That's not quite the word I'm looking for.
R&B?
Yeah, maybe. I guess so. Let's go with that.
Okay. Cool. So we start hearing this this R&B riff, and we get the classic, like, this is like a full like gospel choir sort of a thing happening here, like very soulful. And we hear Cordelia start to sing about the Japanese Culture Club. So what do you mean? So you're singing about, like, why can't we all get along, right? Like, why can't we just be here at the Japanese Culture Club and just enjoy manga together and not have to worry about these petty rivalries, right? That's what you're trying to do?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, basically.
So you start that. How is everybody responding to this? How are you guys? The rest of the Culture Club members who aren't Jimmy are like singing along with you at the right points. They are the gospel choir, right, in this situation. How are Blaze and Jimmy reacting to the song? What
Actually, you're asking how I respond?
Yeah. You can't make any rolls, but like, how are you reacting to what's happening?
You give me a second.
I think...
Sorry, we got a fire alarm low on batteries, so it keeps going off.
Okay.
Jimmy's probably like dawned on, like you see him like in like one of those like gospel singer like robes and everything. He's actually like, ooh, it's just like
He's just totally getting into it. Yeah, so we just see him join. So I guess that's all we see. All the other Culture Club members. So I think it's not gospel choir clothing. I think they're all in kimonos.
Yes.
Yeah, right. They're all in kimonos and they're like swaying back and forth, like this sort of thing. We hear like, so this is like Japanese R&B, right? So we hear some like gongs in the background and an air hoo, like just random stuff like that. So we hear that in the background, and then how is Blaze reacting to this?
I think Blaze is trying to decide whether or not it's worth it to be in the club. So like during this whole thing, he's like going back and forth, and then she starts talking a little bit about love, and then he starts to seem a little more interested, but still quite kind of unsure. And then he looks over and sees Jimmy again, and just kind of like sighs and like stereotypical anime like dangly arms.
Sure. So cool. So I think a lot of like the give and take of this song is probably like you all in your kimonos like surrounding Blaze and like trying to like get him to join the club and like bringing him over right to all of these like various like manga books and like showing him the wonders of romance anime or romance manga, right? And like what was the thing that's getting him, right? The whole thing is Jimmy is like being annoying throughout the whole thing, right? Like he's ruining whatever it is you're showing him. Like he's actually like bumping into it or like doing something like silly, making a dumb joke sort of a thing, right? As we're going throughout this number. So let's have Alyssa, let's have Cordelia make a persuade roll, right? Because you're trying to get Blaze to stay in the club, right?
Right.
Yeah. So go ahead and make that roll.
So what do I need to roll?
Roll plus emotion.
Plus emotion. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
All right, so that is a success with a consequence. So let's look at see what the move says. So it says so for PCs on a 7 to 9, choose one. If they go along with you, they mark experience. If they refuse, erase one of their stat highlights for the remainder of the session. So we totally forgot to do that. So real quick, I'm gonna give you guys director's notes. Let's see. Seth, I want your character to roll choreography. I want you to be taking risks. So whenever you roll that, you'll mark an XP. So you've already done that once. Alyssa, I want your character to be rolling plus emotion, right? Just you want to get all that emotion out there. So you can also mark it to XP twice. And then Jordan, your character, I want to be. Let's see. I'll do choreography as well. Let's have y'all play to your strengths here.
Okay, so wait, I'm confused. I'm sorry. What am I supposed to add in? Or
so just make a little mark next to where you listed like in the stat list. Make a little asterisk next to or that, right? Like next to emotion for you.
Do we mark XP now?
Yep. And so that there should be a little thing in attributes and abilities to mark XP. Yep. So once you reach 5 XP, you get.
Is that the max? Is that what that is? I'm confused.
So the way it works is whenever you roll on
there's
stat,
XP, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
And once you hit 5 XP, then you get to take another move from your playbook.
So what am I adding right now? I'm sorry.
Go ahead and add 2 XP because you've rolled emotion twice.
Okay,
Sorry.
so add 2.
I forgot about that bit. So.
Okay.
Yeah. So going back to the move, right? So it says you get to choose one of these things. So you're trying to get him to go along with you, but since you can't actually like force him to do anything because he's a PC, basically what you can say is, all right, if they go along with you, they get to mark an experience point, or if they refuse, you can erase their stat highlight, and so he won't get any more XP from that. So it's up to you. Do you want to hold up the carrot or the stick?
Wait, I get to choose
for. You get to choose him. So basically,
Blaze?
Yeah.
Whether if he goes along with me, he gets an XP point. If he doesn't, he has to erase a stat highlight.
Yep. So you can choose one of those options.
Okay. I think you have to go along with me.
So if they go along with you, they mark experience. So it's basically it's like giving him an incentive or giving him a like a punishment if he doesn't. That's so. Right, so if they go along with you, they mark experience. Then you say, all right, Jordan, if your character joins the Japanese Culture Club, then you will get an experience point. That's basically what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I still have the choice.
You still have the choice. Yep.
Oh, okay. I think he begrudgingly joins.
Okay. Yeah. So mark XP. So what does that look like?
Where do I mark XP?
It should be in attributes and abilities. Okay. Yeah, when there's a little marker there. So the question is, right? Does this end the song, or is this just the beginning of the song, and now we get like Blaze joining in the song and is now singing? What does this look like?
I think it ends with me singing like the lyrics. Like something along the lines of like, why can't we all be in the Japanese Culture Club together? Won't you join me?
Yeah.
And then like hand out towards him, like eh.
Sure. How does Blaze react?
I think Blaze just like does one heavy sigh and puts his head down, and he like just barely like touches his fingertips in her hand and says, "Okay."
Sure.
And we all cheer. We're all, yay!
Yay! Yeah, and
But
then
get me away from him.
and I think that ends the number, and then we see you all sit down with your manga again, and nobody's in kimonos. Like everything's completely back to normal, and it's like nothing ever happened.
Can I suggest that Jimmy is still in a kimono?
Except Jimmy's still in a kimono. Yeah, sure, of course. Perfect.
So I think I sit like right next to Blaze, like really close, like kind of almost obnoxiously close.
Sure.
And just like start like reading through like a manga with him.
And I think Blaze like is fumbling around at first, and he's reading it backwards because he doesn't know.
Right. He's like, wait, this doesn't make any sense. Well, that's not how. What?
Wait, so they start together, but then they break up in the middle? What's?
No, Blaze. You start from the back.
Why would you start from the end of the book?
Because it's Japanese. They start from the back.
Japanese are so.
And then everybody looks at you like waiting, like so what?
Innovative.
Yeah, and they all like nod their heads and like look back at their manga. Yeah. So I think right, we get that like scene where you're like reading now, and then so the thing is, Alyssa, you're like showing him really closely, right? Cordelia is like right up next to Blaze, like showing him all the stuff. So the thing is, and I just keep forgetting all your characters' names. Jimmy, I mean, how you feeling about this? Like, not only is this like your rival, but like Cordelia's like all buddy with him. Like, what's going on here?
Still my best. I think you're still my best friend. Best to stepping off.
Mm-hmm. What do you do?
So I'm probably getting like I'm contemplating if I would start my own number.
I mean, yeah.
But I don't know if it's quite there. But you definitely see that Jimmy is not too keen about what's going on right now.
Yeah, so you're just like scowling at him in your kimono.
Like just like looking at your book and like looking over like
yeah.
Scowling.
And very, very notably you can see that well actually wait, does the kimono have sleeves?
Yep.
You see him like holding like the manga like between the sleeves. Still can't see his hands.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to do something meta maybe. I don't know how this works, but I want to know what time Anthony gets done with football practice.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, let's have you
or
roll meta.
Or would just my character know that?
Well, that's the thing. You might, but let's have you roll meta to just decide when he gets off football practice, right? Okay. So if you succeed, you can just decide when that is.
Cool.
So go ahead and roll it meta.
Dang it.
There you go. I mean, it's still an 8. Yeah. So let's look at meta here. Basic moves. So when you read the script, you roll plus meta. On a 7 to 9, choose one, but the director gets to introduce a twist. So you're trying to change or introduce a detail into the scene. Or you could have an NPC or extra enter or exit the scene. So do you want him to just enter the scene? Is that what you want to happen? Or are you just deciding he's going to get off of football practice now?
I mean, it just depends on how close I want to be with him, I guess. If we're friends or if I'm like, you know,
totally up to you.
His stalker, kind of. I don't know.
But then I'll get to introduce a twist to whatever you choose. So.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I think he gets off. Like, so school gets out around like 3.
Mm-hmm.
He probably gets out around like 4:35ish.
Okay.
I would say. And like I try to finish Japanese Culture Club right at the same time.
Okay, sure. Yeah, sure. And I think what happens though, right? So this is how this works. And so we just see you guys reading your manga, and like it's really funny because like you guys just read silently the whole time. Like that's the whole club. And so we like half an hour passes, 45 minutes pass, like an hour passes, and you guys are just still like just silently reading your manga. And then you look up at the time and it's like 4:30, so like he's gonna like get off of practice. But I think what happens is like you guys get up to go, right? So I'm assuming like you kind of like adjourn the meeting and you're like, all right, well, you know, we're gonna get done now, sort of a thing. I don't think anyone's kind of in charge of the Japanese Culture Club. I think you're just kind of like all it's just democracy.
We're just hanging out.
Yeah, you're just hanging out, right? So you guys start to like get up to go, right? But then I think Pablo comes up to you, Cordelia, and he says, "Oh, Cordelia, remember you said that you would help me with my math homework today? Is that okay?"
Oh, did I?
Yeah. I mean, do you have something else?
I mean, no.
I mean, the test is tomorrow. Like, it would be really helpful.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I wonder if
Who do you want to sick on, Pablo?
Actually, Jimmy is much better at this math than I am. I think he would probably be much better help to you than I would. Let me see if he's free. I think that he would just be a much better fit for you than I would.
Oh, and he kind of like frowns and like looks down at his feet like. So Jimmy, is that true? Are you better at math than Cordelia? You are?
Oh, sure. Why not?
Okay. Yeah.
So I think what happens is I go up to you, Jimmy, and I like whisper to you, "Please help Pablo with his homework because I need to go see Anthony."
Really?
That's an action for me.
Oh yeah. So
I'm making an impassioned plea for help to your love interest to someone. So
yeah. So go ahead and start singing first, right? Because you have to start a song to convince him. But then yep. But then you can do that. So go ahead and roll plus musical, or roll plus motion, I guess, because you have that move.
Okay, I'm rolling plus emotion.
Mm-hmm.
Crap.
Okay, cool. So I mean, you still get to do it. Let's see here. So I think what this ends up being is, I don't know why I keep closing the basic moves. So in a 7 to 9, you name the song. The group takes a vote on the type of song it is, with ties broken by the director, and the player who rolled chooses one tag, while 2 other players choose one tag. On a miss, we don't need to do that. So, Alyssa, what is the name of the song? Right, this is you trying to convince him to do Pablo's math homework with him.
Right. What's the name of this song? Man, I suck at naming songs.
1 plus 1 equals
1 plus 1 equals love.
That's a good one. I say 1 plus 1 equals love.
Sounds good. So I think this is probably a duel, probably, right? Like it's you versus Jimmy.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because he's probably saying things back to me like,
yeah,
no,
exactly.
I won't.
Yes, exactly.
I can think of one thing specifically already.
So each of you come up with a tag for this song then.
Polka.
Polka. All right.
I mean, I was going for like tragedy.
Okay, a tragic polka.
Or like goes back and forth between tragedy and like when she sings it's all like tragic and sad.
Agony.
But then
Agony.
Yeah.
But then when Jimmy's singing, it switches to like a polka.
Yeah.
I mean, you could do like tragic sounding notes with like the accordion.
Exactly. Yeah. It could be a very like
There's definitely an
sad
accordion in the
song.
background.
Yeah. And then Jordan, what's the last tag?
I choose the last tag.
Yep.
Okay. Oh man. So it's a duel to see.
A tragic polka duel.
Oh man. I don't know what I would add. The first thought that came to my head was spoof, but I don't even know.
I don't know if that works with anything.
Yeah, I don't know if anything works with this.
What does go with those?
I don't
two?
honestly know.
Okay, so it's a
It's a tragic polka duel
Tragic
about
polka
love.
tragic polka duel of love. Okay, romantic.
Yeah, that makes sense, right? That's a tragic romantic polka duel. Um,
Like the
so
Spanish guitar.
yeah.
Like
So-
that, like there's totally a break in the song where she's just like confessing her love, and there's like Spanish guitar
Yeah.
playing in the background.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure.
Like it slows down, and then it goes right back to no, but I don't want to do the math.
Yeah. So what does this look like? So you're Alyssa or Cordelia is like starting to say this. What are the opening lines kind of like? Like what are you trying? What are your arguments?
My best friend, I need your help.
Well, go on. You don't have to yelp.
Yeah, this is the back and forth. Both of you take 1 XP.
Oh, I just
'Cause
thought
you
it was the one
just
I
did
wanted
the
to use
thing.
it for. I had a pun already and everything.
Hold on. 1 second. Okay, so wait, what was your line back to me?
Well, go on. Go along. You don't have to yelp.
Okay.
Do I have a move, by the way?
You could attempt to
Like, do I have access to using my move right now? Like, I have one.
Well, it's a duel.
yeah, it's a duel.
Yeah,
So
but I have one of
Yeah,
my
what do you
moves is Catalyst.
mhm.
When you do something provocative to introduce change into a situation.
So what you can do is you could so technically we all voted on what the type of song could be, right? And if you wanted it to be a chorus instead, so you could also sing, that could be your vote. And then if you guys are okay with that, you could also like what are we thinking? Who wants it? Like what do you guys officially vote on what the type of song should be?
I kind of think duel. I just thought
Mhm.
it would be funny.
I'm in quite a conundrum. I need your help. Um, you see, I really like Anthony, and
Yes, believe me, it's been quite plain to see.
Perfect.
You already say it's Pablo that needs help.
And I want to go see him I want to go see him by the tree, but I promised Pablo I'd help him with his homework. No, funny song lyrics.
Yeah,
like
I have to help Pablo add 3 + 3.
Yes,
there
thank
you
you,
go.
Caleb.
So I was hoping you could help me out so I can flee.
Yeah.
Now let me see how I can word this best.
And obviously, like the chorus goes something like, right?
There's something you need to get off your
1
chest.
+ 1 = love. It's you and you.
You and Pablo.
Yeah.
And me and Anthony.
Yeah, friendship is a type of love. So go help Ben. All right, so go help Pablo.
Trying to think of my pun. Give me a second. Oh, how did I word it? I had it in my head.
Then maybe you'd need.
Well, I have it in my head. I'm trying to think of how to word it that actually goes to a beat.
Struggles of a songwriter.
Mm-hmm.
Oh please, Jordan! You wrote a song in like 20 minutes when you were in California.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't hear this.
That's because it was right after you left.
Oh.
And it was partially the catalyst.
Oh. Okay, well, I say, while I'm certain I'd make a great addition, good Cordelia, do you really think you should subtract from his experience?
All right, you definitely just triggered a move, so
Exactly.
yeah, go ahead and roll choreography to tell a joke. Cool. So what does that give you for, let's see, 7 and 9, choose one. So you have a couple options here. Everyone thinks the joke was hilarious, otherwise someone's insulted. Everyone who you want to heard the joke. Everyone you want to who heard the joke takes +1 forward. You take +1 cast with one player who heard the joke, or you treat the joke as a successful start singing move.
Or already singing. What was the second one?
Everyone you want to who heard the joke takes +1 forward. So if you wanted to give Cordelia a +1 to convince you, that's a thing you could do.
But I said something like you get the cast. What was that?
You take +1 cast with one player who heard the joke.
I'll do that one.
Yeah. So how do you respond? So, but the thing is, like, otherwise someone's insulted. So, I think Pablo, just scoffs in the background, and he just is like, "I'm right here in the room."
Okay, so if I don't take that first one, someone's insulted.
Yes.
Okay. I'll go +1 cast with Cordelia.
Yeah, sure.
Does she go +1 cast, or is it just me?
You give +1. You get +1 cast with her. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So you tell the joke, and yeah, like you guys can respond to the joke in any way you want, but
Yeah, I think I just go like something along the lines of like, "Don't make this a great divide."
Can't you see there's something going on deep inside?
There you go.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's perfect. Thanks, Jordan, for the line.
What am I here for?
Oh no! Oh dang it! I had another pun in my head. I need. Oh wait, dang it!
Dude, we need some lobotomy going on here.
What?
You said it's in your head. Lobotomy.
Get that out. Yes, you guys go back and forth for a little while. But yeah, if you want to, you can make that move. Unless Seth has a thing.
Oh, I was just gonna respond. Wait, what was who was gonna do something? Sorry.
Well, I mean, eventually Alyssa's gonna get around to making the impassioned plea.
Okay.
Because that's what the song is. But...
Well, go ahead and make the impassioned plea. I'll have a I have a response for that.
Yeah, so go ahead and roll plus emotion. I think it is, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I just roll emotion
Indeed.
again.
Yep. Go ahead and roll Addicted to Love.
Okay, addicted to love. No.
Oh, it's a failure. Awesome. All right. On a miss, for a PC, it's still their choice to help, but they definitely get the impression that your brains have dribbled out of the side of your head, such as romance. Yeah. So Seth, your impression, like Jimmy's impression of this whole situation is Cordelia is a lovesick puppy who's lost all sense because Pablo desperately needs her help, and she's completely ditching him, and you have other important things to do, and like, what is going on here? Like, you're just not impressed with Cordelia's behavior right now.
That is true, but at the same time, my bond does say
That's true.
that I'll stick by them through thick and thin.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll say, well, to not make an intersection on this union, I guess I will go ahead and tutor him.
Oh, that's perfect. And all of this has been to polka music. Wonderful.
Which actually, I think, does that trigger something of mine too? No, it doesn't.
Then I just say, I love you like I love pie forever.
That's actually a good line too.
3.1 forever.
Oh my.
Exactly. That's
That's
the
better.
Yeah.
That's the better.
Perfect.
Okay.
So
Then
then the sad accordion fades out, and then Pablo like walks over dejectedly, and he looks at you, Jim, and he says, "I guess you're tutoring me tonight," and he does not seem very thrilled. And then the
Yep.
song ends.
How much do you like math puns?
I would like to know if Pablo has a crush on Cordelia.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and read a character, right? So as the song is tapering out, we get a close up shot on Cordelia, and Cordelia sings a line, right? Like, what is that frown on his face? Wait a second.
Okay, so what do I
Is
have
there
to
something
roll?
deeper here?
Do I roll meta?
Yeah. No, blocking.
I roll blocking?
Yeah. Blocking is to read a character or read a scene. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Nope.
Awesome. You're very bad at this. All right, so go ahead and look up that handout and the basic moves. There's a list of questions there. Ask one anyway, but you probably read them wrong. So basically, you're gonna ask a question, and I'm going to give you the wrong answer.
Okay, so whenever I say reading a character.
So ask me one of those questions, and I will lie to you.
What does your character want me to do?
Pablo wants you to go have so much fun with Anthony. Like, you just completely misread everything that's happening. Like, okay, so he looks at you, right? And he has like these sad puppy dog eyes. And it's like, you interpret them as like, oh, he's sad that he doesn't like get to hang out with me. But like, you see this like glimmer of like hope or whatever. Maybe he like sees you and like smiles slightly, and you completely misinterpret it as like, oh, but at least he's happy for me because I get to go be with Anthony. So yeah, you are completely clueless. And then I think the song ends unless someone wants to sing.
I'm dead.
Yeah. So then I think the last thing we get, right, is the dramatic Spanish guitar. And then Pablo like puts a rose in his mouth, and the spotlight comes down. He says, "Woe is me! I have not succeeded in my mission to spend time with Cordelia."
Yeah, because you need to work on your long division.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the last thing. And he like dejectedly just like walks out of the room with you.
So am I like the only? Is this one of those like schools where like I'm the only female in the
You are
entire
the
campus
only-
and
no,
everybody loves me?
You're the only female in the Japanese culture club, is what it is.
Got it.
Yeah. So
Okay.
of course everyone's gonna in love with you.
Of course.
That's the way that works. Pretty girl who likes manga? Holy crap.
But I'm in love with a football player.
Exactly. Cool.
Yeah, so I think like
Does
before
he
he
love
does that
manga?
line, like I just like skip away outside.
Yep. Yeah, cool. And some happy polka music follows you. So as those two, as Jimmy and Cordelia go off to their respective assignments, what does Blaze do?
I think Blaze sees an opportunity to get alone with Jimmy for an extended period of time.
Okay.
I'm tutoring.
We're tutoring.
So yeah, Jimmy and Pablo are about to leave, right? And Blaze, you walk up to them, I guess.
Man, I need to figure out how I'm going to do this. I think I think Blaze walks up behind Jimmy, taps him on the shoulder, and as Jimmy turns around, he's holding I think he like maybe Jimmy forgot a book or something that he was leaving behind.
Right. So Jimmy like grabs his manga,
Thanks.
folds up his kimono, puts it in the closet.
And
Wait, no, I go, thanks. Shove it in there. Shove it
Yeah.
into hammer space.
I think Blaze just says, "Okay, look, we need to. I think we need to put this. I think we need to. I think we need. Oh dang it! How do you say that? How
There
does
are
the
differences
metaphor go?
aside.
Yeah, I'll say that. I was gonna say something about water under the bridge. We need to put this water under the bridge. It just doesn't work. I think we need to put our differences aside because if I'm gonna stick around in this manga club, then I'm sorry. If
Pablo
I'm gonna
says Japanese Culture Club.
that thing, then we're gonna need to learn to get along because otherwise there's gonna be not a lot of reading, and there's gonna be quite a bit of punning.
And
Be
Pablo,
fair, I
Pablo
wasn't-
like cringes, like please no.
To be fair, I wasn't sure you could read anyway.
Well,
I have
I think-
to harass him whenever I can.
I mean, was that so was that a joke? I kind of think it was.
More just an insult.
Just an insult, yeah.
I don't know. That's up to you, Jordan. Would you? Well, he wouldn't consider that a joke, though. That's the problem.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
it was
he'd
just
take
an
it.
insult.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Pablo's like standing in between you two, like, oh
And, like,
crap,
I
it's going
think-
down.
I think Blaze like lifts, like starts to lift a fist, and then he's like, and he like cools off, and he says, "I can read," and I think, oh, here we go, I can read, and shocker, I can also do math, so maybe
He
we
goes,
can.
wow. Sorry, Jordan. Keep
No, it's
going.
fine.
Pablo's just cringing, like so embarrassed right now. He's like, oh my gosh, what's going on?
So tell you what, how about you help me get into this manga thing, and we can all just share pizza tonight, share a couple pizzas tonight on me, and we can all work on the math and the manga.
I think you should take
So-
him up on that, Jimmy. I don't
so-
think we need any more
so-
fighting right now.
So you're saying we should get I grabbed the math book. I'm like, so you're saying we should get a pizza? Hi.
And that definitely triggers your move. Oh, Seth, you're having too much fun playing this character.
Yes, I am. That's an XP, right? Because I wrote choreography.
Yeah. Let's see. I need to look at your actual character sheet. Jimmy Scrambles. So choose 2 from that list.
Oh, choose 2.
You get a 10 plus.
Everyone thinks the joke was hilarious. And
Okay.
everyone you want to heard the joke. Wait, and I get +1 with character who heard the joke. Cast +1 cast.
Sure. Yeah. So you take +1 cast with Blaze, and then everyone thinks it's hilarious. So I think like there's a moment of awkward silence, and then like Pablo and Blaze just burst out laughing. Like the tension has been cut by this joke.
By a pizza cutter.
Yep.
You should give me something where my primary goal is to tell bad jokes.
Uh-huh. It's not to tell a bad joke, Seth. It's just to tell any joke, which is the problem.
The bad jokes are so much more fun.
Yeah. So Blaze, I mean, you thought that was really funny.
I did. I'm like, I keep forgetting Jimmy's name. Okay. You know, Jimmy, maybe I was wrong about you back in the 4th grade. Maybe. We'll see after pizza. I might just be hungry.
We'll see if you're better in the 3.1 fourth grade.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, so you guys head out to go eat pizza and study math.
hmm
Perfect. Just what every teenager wants to spend their Friday night doing.
what every anime should be about.
Yeah. So I think we see Cordelia head to the football field to intercept Anthony as he is leaving practice. You're like outside the locker room or whatever. So yeah, what does that look like? How does Cordelia intercept him?
So I think I'm outside the locker room, like you said, but I'm kind of like a little bit of a distance away.
Yeah. You're
Not,
not
like,
right
right
at
up
the
there.
door. Yeah.
You know, I'm not creepy. Just
you at least think you're not creepy.
I at least think
Time
I'm
will
not.
tell. Will tell.
So like I want to be like leaning up against the tree, like super like looking like I'm really casual.
Yeah.
Like maybe even like reading like one of my manga books.
Sure.
Like, you know, just whatever. Like I'm just reading here underneath on next to this nice shady tree.
Yep.
Thinking that I'm being like totally subtle.
Yep.
I guess where I go from here kind of depends on you. Like, does he come out alone or with friends or?
Yeah, I think he comes out with a couple of his football buddies, and they're like laughing about something. Yeah, like one of them says like, "Man, that play that you made, that was just awesome," and they like slap each other on the butt, and like, yeah,
Like bros.
yeah, like bros.
Okay, now let me ask you this question. So as they're coming towards me, does Anthony look at me at all, or like does
I think
any of them look at me? Do
Yeah.
they say hi? Do they just pass by me?
Sure. So I think they're like walking down the path.
The sidewalk.
Yeah, the sidewalk, and you know they're laughing about this, and I think what happens is yeah, I don't think any of them notice you until like they've like so there's definitely like it gets to the point where like you think he's just gonna walk by you and like completely miss you. What would you do?
Okay, so I want to like just be like focused like on my book, maybe like peek up a little bit.
Yeah, and you see he's not looking at you. He's just walking. Oh no.
And so okay, hold on. Let me see my bonds. I will do whatever it takes to be with them. Oh boy, do I just declare my love now, or do I want to let this play out? Because we still have another hour and a half. I think that's all I do. I think I like look at my book, like look as he's like kind of walking away with his buddies laughing, and I can like hear them. I just like sigh, look down at my book, and like close it, and then like start to like walk to my car to like leave.
Yeah, and that's the moment where he totally notices you. Like he's like looking back, and like he sees you like walking away, and he says, "Oh, hey, Cordelia." And
I turn.
Yeah, you turn around and you just see his perfectly beautiful, handsome face, just like smiling at you and waving at you. His perfect blonde hair, just like he's amazing. He's a heartthrob. Seriously, yeah.
Oh yes, this is exactly what I wanted.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he just like waves at you. He's not like mushing you over or anything. He's just kind of like acknowledging your presence.
Yeah. Well, so he's still with his buddies.
Yeah. Like they've stopped briefly. He's like waving at you.
Oh, he stopped to wave at me?
Yeah.
Oh. Oh boy.
Because he was like, yeah, he like waved at first and like maybe didn't get your attention because you were like turned away, and then he like calls after you and like, oh hey Cordelia, like just waving at you.
Oh, so he calls out to me. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I like wave back kind of like shyly, like like this, and then
The thing is, like, you're at a distance where like talking is awkward, so you would either have to like shout at him or like walk closer. Like, it's totally up to you. But
so I think I kind of do like I don't think I say anything. I just kind of like wave my hand and then start like kind of like I do one of those things where like maybe I pretend like I'm on my way to go somewhere, but I'm like, no, I'm good, and then I start walking towards him.
sure, yeah. And I think his two friends kind of like say something to him, and one of them laughs, and then they like slap him on the butt again, and then like they walk off, and he's like standing there like waiting for you to come over to him.
Yeah, I walk up to him.
Yeah, so he says, "Hey Cordelia, how are you doing?"
I'm really good. How are you, Anthony? Did you have a good practice?
Yeah, it was a great practice. We are so ready for Friday night's game. It's gonna be amazing.
I'm really excited for Friday night. I think you're gonna be amazing.
Well, thanks. Hey, what do you got there? Are you reading a book or something?
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I'm part of the Japanese Culture Club, and it was just one of the books that we're reading.
So, does Anthony know about the Japanese Culture Club, like that you were in it already? Does he already know?
I think so. I think he knows that I'm in it.
Sure.
I think
would you like to roll
obvious.
meta to establish that fact?
Yes, I would.
All right. Go ahead and read the script and see if you read it right.
20.
Okay. 7.
Yeah. Okay. So I think that's true. But so he knows about it, but he's never really shown much interest in it. It's not that he doesn't like. It's not that he like thinks it's dumb necessarily, but like whenever you've like he's heard about it or like talked about it with anyone, his eyes just kind of glaze over. He's just like, I don't understand what's going on, sort of a thing, right? So like you say that, right, and you just see him get this like faraway expression, and he's like, oh, cool, and he just doesn't like.
Yeah. Okay, no, that's fine. I honestly didn't expect him to really know much about it. I just go, so where are you headed off to right now?
Nowhere really. Just probably was gonna head home, get some food or something.
Get some food, huh? Yeah, I was just about to go study for that math quiz that we have tomorrow. Maybe we could get something to eat and study together.
You know, it'd be really funny if Anthony invited them to the same math study to
the pizza place. We're gonna go to the same pizza place.
Yes.
Obviously that's what's gonna happen. But what has to happen first here? So you're trying to persuade him, right? Which means you have to start singing.
Alyssa's the only one that started singing.
Why am I the only one that has started singing?
Because I haven't had any scenes, dang it.
You're proactive. You're a proactive character.
I'm just making jokes.
Yeah.
Well, of course I'm going to start singing because I want to persuade him to go on a date with me.
I'd like to point out, I mean, everybody wants the female character to have all the songs, or a lot of songs, because everyone loves hearing the female sing.
Yeah, that's true.
Because it's always beautiful and awesome.
I mean, I don't know. That's
hit
always,
those awesome
not
high
when
notes.
Not when it's me.
So, yeah, go ahead and roll musical.
Okay, so emotion then for
Yep.
me. I'm just gonna keep rolling emotion for everything. Okay.
She's very.
Please, Lord. Yes.
Oh,
nice. Totally nailed it. So I'm trying to think. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You've actually just leveled up.
Yes.
Yeah, you've rolled that 5 times. So go ahead and pick another move from your list there.
Dope. Sweet.
Cool. So, you have successfully started singing. So go ahead and name the song. And if anyone else has a name that they want to help her with, it's totally fine.
Yeah,
too.
help me with the name, guys.
So what's this?
So she's trying to convince him to go eat pizza with her and like study for the math quiz.
A slice for you, a slice for me.
Perfect.
dang, Jordan, you're good at this.
Oh,
I was trying to think of
that's
something.
nothing. I've got something on back catalog. It's pretty awesome, I think.
I've just been trying to think of puns.
So I imagine. So Alyssa, this is up to you, but I imagine this is a duet.
Probably,
Yeah. Obviously he won't roll anything, but he's still technically singing with you. So then you can get to choose 3 tags for this song. What is this song like?
I don't think it's really 3 tags.
Yep.
I think it would be something romantic.
Yeah,
Something like a love song.
like a ballad.
Ballad.
Yes.
Oh, perfect. That's the perfect word for it. Yeah. So ballad.
Ballad.
These can be like emotion words. They can be actual song
Genres.
descriptors.
Heartfelt.
Heartfelt. Yeah. Heartfelt ballad. Is there any other kind?
I mean.
No,
I
it's
mean,
fine. Like,
there could be angry ballads.
that's true. That's fair.
That's called metal.
Yeah. Seriously. I
And,
mean.
and metal. No, I'm just
Oh
kidding.
my god.
No.
So
You gotta have a.
in the other game we did this, I literally had a
and-
situation like that. Yeah, where someone did
And
it.
slow.
And slow. Yeah, so we just start hearing the slow strings and like a very beautiful guitar starting to strum as the song begins. And you're like dancing around the tree, right? Like yeah. So yeah, what does this look like?
This just sounds so ridiculous because in real life this would just not happen.
Exactly.
I think the song is called "If You Like." Or "If You'd Like to" is kind of like I don't know.
The chorus, like how that goes, right? Like,
Yeah.
if you'd like to, could we go and get a slice? If you'd like to, could we have a wonderful night? Like that sort of thing.
There you go.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you, Caleb.
I just
We
earned
don't
an
have
XP.
to roll the dice.
Yeah. Yeah. So we get that
And then
going
maybe
on.
he'd go and then he'd go in there and say, "Why, yes, I'd like to."
But I
like,
have this
so
thing.
What can I say?
so
But
he
you're welcome.
So he sings the chorus. So he sings the chorus with me.
Right.
like-
Well, it would be like this, right? It would be like, I'd like to, but I have this thing at 9. Will we be there very long? And it's like just minor objections, right? As he's like
Have
going
this thing
through.
at 9. I need to be there right on time.
Yeah. And then like the last line of the chorus, right, is like, if we go, it'll be a slice for you, a slice for me. Something along those lines, right? Like,
Something like that.
I don't know. Like there's probably a line before it that makes it rhyme, but can't think of it off the top of my head. But yeah.
I'm trying to think of what rhymes with slice now. I'm like
Ice, lice,
Nice.
dice.
We can
If you'd like to,
Mice.
we can go and get a slice. If you'd like to, we can.
It would be really nice.
Yeah.
It would be
Yeah.
rather nice. There
We
we go.
don't
Would
have
be.
to
if we'd
roll the
like
dice.
to, we could do it twice. Yeah, no, yeah, I think that sounds good.
So
Pizza usually does.
go ahead and take another XP for So it goes back to 0 once you get 5. And then so you have 1 now.
Okay, so I have 1 now.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Excellent.
Yeah, and so we hear you saying that. So go ahead and roll emotion because you're trying to persuade him, and we'll see how.
I
he's-
thought I already did that.
Well, no, so you're singing, right? But you have to actually roll to actually persuade him. So there's these minor objections, right, that he's giving you throughout the song, and then you have to roll to actually persuade him.
Crap.
Yeah.
I think that's the reason you've actually been the one singing, Alyssa. None of my skills have to do with singing. They're all about making jokes.
Mm-hmm. And you can make jokes without singing, yeah.
Okay.
So there's a thing. Remember, if you describe yourself going after a
Okay.
certain tag, you can give yourself a +1. So what's the line that you're trying to like? I mean, you've been doing that the whole time. Just take a +1. Like that's been the whole thing. So
Thanks.
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go.
whatever this is, +1.
No.
Still a failure.
Wow.
Visual failure.
That was literally the lowest you could have rolled. too.
Yep.
You rolled two
Oh,
ones.
wonderful.
That's literally the worst I could have rolled.
So let's see. Persuade. So for NPCs, right? Like, let's see, on a miss, you're just phoning it in. So what happens, right, is like he seems really like he'd like to, right? Like it's not that he doesn't want to exactly. But then I think the song ends with like him like saying something like this, right? Like, you know, I'd like to, but it seems a little weird 'cause we're not really together, and I don't want anyone to get ideas. I like you, but more as just a friend. I really like you. Let's
Just have
talk.
this whole thing end.
Yeah. Something like that, yeah.
But
Um,
this
Like, right, like, you're offering a slice for me. I'm giving a slice to you. Maybe some other time when there's more than just us two.
Oh, I've heard that before.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
oh, rejected.
Yep. He just wanted to be weird. He doesn't want, people to get ideas.
Oh, why? What's wrong with me?
Well, that's the
He's
thing,
got a
right?
reputation to
He's
keep.
not. He's assuming that you're not actually like asking him as a date. Like he's assuming that it was just a friend thing, right? And so like he's like, well, I don't want anyone good ideas, right? Like if we just went together, that'd be kind of weird, right?
Oh,
confess your love for him.
You could also just declare your love. That's the thing you could do. You have a move for that.
I totally could. That is something I could do.
It's not necessarily would go well because
I don't think so.
he's
Probably
already
not.
rejected you.
Yeah, I would just say, I understand. If you'd like to, maybe some other time. Maybe if you'd like to, maybe sometime after the game. If you'd like, unless of course that'd be lame.
There we go.
Yeah, and so he sings something along the lines of like, trust me, I don't think you're lame. It's just that it would be kind of awkward. Trust me. Let's see, I know you feel the same. Maybe after the game, but with friends. Yeah, he's totally fine with like going and getting pizza with you, but like that's like a friend group thing, not like.
Okay. Okay. So, yeah, I think I just end the song with saying, okay, let me see. I'm just trying to find words that rhyme.
Yeah, I mean it's fun. It's fun to yeah.
Someone in the chat said throw a book at him. That's affection, right?
I just say
Manga book.
something like, yeah, something along the lines of like, I'd really like that. We can go as friends. Really looking forward to the weekend.
Yeah.
We
Looking forward to the weekend.
we yeah, I think, I mean, I don't really know how to end this right now.
It's totally cool.
I think
You can just describe how it ends.
I think it just describes how, like, basically she's just like, yeah, I mean, I want to bring, friends too, because you're right, that would be totally awkward, just the two of us. You're right. I don't know what I was thinking.
I don't know what I was thinking.
yeah, I'll bring friends and yeah, and you bring some.
Oh, I want to see that happen. Oh, cool. Yeah. So
I think I just say so Friday. With friends?
Friday.
Looking forward to the weekend.
Yeah.
Let's not bring that song into this.
Yeah,
If
so
you
he
can
agrees.
call that a song.
He agrees, and the song slowly comes to a fade.
My legs, I'm so proud of my legs.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, and I say, well, goodbye, friend.
And then we just see that anime like stab of pain, like the screen goes like flashes black for a second as you're just like
she turns away, like
yeah.
the arrows just like go through, like
yeah. And I think we fade a break on that. On Cordelia.
that was just the worst thing.
It was a great song.
It was a great ballad.
Yeah. All right, we'll be back with more show tunes right after this. Stick around.